My name is Lorraine Hayes, and for 68 years, I have been the woman who fixes things. Broken report cards, broken hearts, broken bank accounts. If it belonged to my only child, Kendra, I patched it, paid it, or prayed over it. So when Kendra called me last October crying that her little tech startup had collapsed and the landlord had changed the locks on their Buckhead loft, I didn't hesitate. "Come home, baby," I told her. "Mama's got room." Room. That's what I thought I was giving them. Room to breathe, room to rebuild. What I actually gave them was a 5-star resort with a 68-year-old maid who happened to be on the deed. They pulled up in Jamal's leased BMW with 2 Louis Vuitton suitcases, a Ring camera they never installed, and a stack of final notice envelopes thick enough to prop open a door. Kendra hugged me like I was the last lifeboat on the Titanic. Jamal shook my hand and called me Miss Lorraine in that smooth sales voice he uses on investors. I should have known right then that the title had already changed in his head from mama to staff. The first month was almost sweet. I cooked the foods Kendra loved when she was little: smothered pork chops, macaroni baked until the edges curled, peach cobbler that made the whole house smell like Sunday. I washed their clothes with the good lavender detergent, pressed Jamal's interview shirts, even walked their spoiled French bulldog biscuit when they were too exhausted from job hunting. I told myself this was temporary. Mothers hold the storm so their children don't have to. Then the requests got specific. "Mama, can you switch to almond milk? Dairy bloats me." "Mama, Whole Foods has that grass-fed ground turkey on sale, 2 for 1. "Mama, the Wi-Fi is slow. Can you upgrade to the 1 gig plan? Interviews keep freezing." Every "can you" cost me money I didn't have. My teacher's pension is $1,247 a month after Medicare. The new internet alone was $119. But I paid it, because love, I thought, has a price tag. By December, the requests stopped sounding like questions. Kendra left Post-it notes on the fridge like she was managing an Airbnb. Smoothie bowls by 7:30, sheets changed every 3 days. "Please dust the baseboards, clients might Zoom from the guest room." Jamal started calling me Miss Lorraine only when he wanted something. Otherwise, it was just, "Hey," barked from the couch while he doom-scrolled LinkedIn in designer joggers I definitely didn't buy. I wish I could say the breaking point came with dignity, but it came with a blender at 5:47 a.m. I was half asleep, shuffling to the kitchen in my housecoat, when Kendra's voice floated down the stairs like a queen summoning a servant. "Mama, you forgot the collagen powder again. I have a pitch call at 8. I stood there holding a $42 bag of frozen acai berries that I'd driven to 3 stores to find, and something inside me cracked wide open. That night, I couldn't sleep. I sat on the back porch with a cup of a Lipton, too cheap for their taste now, and let the memories flood in. I remembered selling my 1998 Honda Accord in 2009 to pay the last $18,000 of Kendra Spellman tuition when the scholarships ran out. I remembered taking out a second mortgage on this little ranch house in 2015 so she could have the wedding of her dreams at the Biltmore Ballrooms. $42,000 total, half of which I'm still paying at age 68. I remembered wiring her $8,000 in 2021 when her startup needed just one more angel round that never came. Every sacrifice stacked like bricks until they built the wall I was now trapped behind. The next morning, I did something I hadn't done since 1986. I locked my bedroom door and opened the laptop I barely knew how to use. I typed "Elder Financial Abuse, Georgia," and found the Adult Protective Services hotline. I thought they'd laugh at a woman with a paid-off house complaining about her own child. Instead, the intake worker said quietly, "Ma'am, what you're describing is textbook exploitation, and you have more power than you think." Power. The word tasted foreign and sweet. I started keeping a notebook like the lady told me. Every Post-it, every Venmo request, every time they handed me a grocery list longer than the Old Testament, I wrote it down with dates and dollar amounts. I photographed the $300 Nespresso machine they ordered to my Amazon account. I screenshotted the Zelle payments for their networking dinners at STK and the Capitol Grill. On January 14th, I overheard the conversation that turned the key in the lock for good. They were in the garage, thinking I was at Bible study. Kendra's voice carried through the thin walls. Once we get the house flipped, we're looking at $600K easy. We just have to keep her happy for another year, maybe start dropping hints about assisted living. Old people love feeling useful. Jamal laughed. Did you see her face when I asked for the organic coconut water? Priceless. I stood in the laundry room holding a basket of their designer workout clothes that cost more than my first year's salary, and I didn't cry. I got calm, the kind of calm that comes right before lightning. I called Miss Brenda from church. She'd kicked her own son out 5 years ago, and she met me at the Waffle House on Moreland Avenue with a manila folder full of wisdom. She walked me through the steps, document everything, freeze my credit, see an elder law attorney who does free consults. The attorney's name was Thomas Park, a Korean-American man young enough to be my grandson who talked to me like I still had every marble God gave me. He explained that in Georgia, adult children living rent-free are licensees at will. I could revoke the license with 30 days written notice. No lease, no tenancy rights, no drama, if I wanted. I wanted. I paid Mr. Park his $950 retainer out of the savings I'd been hiding in a separate account they didn't know existed. Then I went home and waited. The notice was delivered on Valentine's Day. Fitting, I thought. The process server was a polite deputy who handed Jamal the papers while Kendra watched from the doorway in $300 leggings, mouth open like a fish. They screamed, they cried, they threatened to call DFAX and say I was confused. Jamal even tried the old standby. After everything we've been through together, I looked him dead in the eye and said, "Son-in-law, the only thing we've been through together is my bank account." The 30 days were war. Kendra left passive-aggressive notes about how I was abandoning family. Jamal cornered me in the kitchen talking about nursing home horror stories he'd read online. They brought Kendra's cousin Keisha over to mediate, and Keisha spent 2 hours telling me blood is thicker than water while drinking my good, sweet tea. I just smiled, sipped my Lipton, and counted down the days on the kitten calendar in the laundry room. On day 29, they started packing. Designer clothes went into boxes addressed to a storage unit they suddenly could afford. The Nespresso machine disappeared. So did the Ring camera, the Apple TV, and every light bulb over 60 watts. Petty theft disguised as moving. Day 30 fell on a Tuesday. I woke up at 8 a.m., glorious, made myself 2 pieces of toast with real butter, and sat on the front porch in my rocking chair. At 10:17 a.m., the U-Haul pulled away. Kendra wouldn't look at me. Jamal flipped me the bird as they rounded the corner. I waited until the truck was out of sight, then I did 3 things. Changed every lock, Home Depot, $187, best money I ever spent. Canceled the 1 gig internet and went back to my $49.99 plan. Walked inside, turned on Aretha Franklin's Respect, and danced in my living room until I cried happy tears. 2 years later, I'm sitting in the same rocking chair on a warm April evening, watching my new garden bloom. I used the money I saved on almond milk and collagen powder to buy knockout roses and a little fountain that hums like a hymn. I joined the Senior Center Book Club, took a bus tour to the Grand Canyon with 12 other widows, and started selling my sweet potato pies at the farmer's market on Saturdays. I clear $180 a week, and it's mine. Kendra and Jamal live in a 1-bedroom in Decatur now. She designs logos on Fiverr, he drives for Uber Black. They have a baby girl named Journey, 2 E's, who I see every other Sunday for exactly 2 hours. I spoil her with hugs and picture books, then hand her back when her diaper needs changing. Boundaries are beautiful. Sometimes Kendra texts me asking if she can store a few things at the house. I always reply the same. Sorry, baby, Mama's storage is full of peace and quiet. And every night when I lock my new deadbolts and turn off my $12 lamp from Target, I whisper the same prayer. Thank you, Lord, for teaching this old woman that love doesn't mean lighting yourself on fire to keep somebody else warm. I'm Lorraine Hayes from Atlanta, Georgia, and this little ranch house on Cascade Avenue is no longer a resort. It's my home, and nobody, not even blood, gets to stay where they don't respect the owner.